another Dokkan battle video. Today we're gonna do the no item run for Universe 6 Extreme Super Battle Road. Now, I do think there's probably a couple of different ways to do this because there are numerous characters who are very good at dodging on the Universe 6 team. Now, I do want to get this right out of the way. Number one, hit is I feel like the way people have been talking about Angel Gold and Frieza recently, thinking he's going to be so good in Extreme Super Battle Road, what a lot of people think Angel Gold and Frieza is, hit is actually. Because as we could see, we load into this first turn and the entire enemy rotation is stunned. This is because hit has a 30% chance to stun the entire enemy team if the entire rotation is Universe 6. So our entire rotation is Universe 6, so thus we're able to stun the entire enemy team, and this allows us to sort of knock down some of these options. Now, the thing about this Super Battle Road stage, you can't really take hits at all. It's like, I think, I've seen hit tank a little bit, especially, right, like, against, like, this AGL Krillin and stuff like that. But remember, Kale, she guards if there's a Caulifla rotation. In my experience doing these runs, this Kale right here was taking like 50k per normal. You know, super attack, when she got hit by a super attack, I remember it was only around 200k, so it wasn't really that bad. But I mean, 50k per normal, that's obviously just like way too much damage. So I think relying on hit is absolutely the way to go, right? Hit is going to be the complete, like, sort of game changer in this event. That's why, like, you know, I did a couple of runs, kind of like, you know, got my feet wet with the stage, and very quickly I came to the conclusion of, oh, yeah, this is literally just the hit show, right? Like, it's nice that he got his EZA a couple of months ago, because this stage, it would be pretty tough, I think, to no item it without hit around, just with how powerful he is. But again, Universe 6, there are a number of characters who I think could potentially be very effective here. You could even bring Vados. I think Vados can be very effective, right, with her attack debuffing, her ceiling, right? She's got the support, she's got Rainbow Orb changing. She could be very helpful. One reason I decided not to go with her, I easily could have, but I decided not to go with her, and I just wanted to try this build, was because this entire team right here is Peppy Gals and Universe 6. Remember that Vados, even though she probably should, like, Dokkan should make the category just like girls, right? Just like Legends has. And then that way they could add, like, Pan and Vados and those types of characters to the category, right? But Vados is not on Peppy Gals. So because of that, we would not get the extra dodge chance for Tech Caulifla. Now, in the first two fights, both Tech Cauliflas, because I'm using the TUR and the SSR, both of them have a 100% chance to dodge. So we do not have to worry whatsoever about either Tech Caulifla getting hit in the first two fights. The last fight, this no item run for me basically was just get to the last fight, which wasn't really that tough, and then pray. Get the RNG, right? Because Beerus and Whis in that last fight, dude, they hit so hard. It's ridiculous how hard they hit. Like, this is a stage that I would actually say this stage to me kind of feels potentially attuned to 200% leader skills. Like, I'm wondering when they're going to start putting other stages in the game that are sort of like, I don't know if I want to use the word like cater to 200% leader skills besides Red Zone, but like, I think Wicked Bloodline Extreme Super Battle Road and now this Universe 6 Extreme Super Battle Road, this definitely feels much more difficult than like typical, like, past Extreme Super Battle Road stages. It's just that Universe 6 just has such a good array of options here, right? Like, we see how, look at, dude, do you guys see why this is the no item run right here? Because, you know, the first turn against this fight right here and hit just stun the entire, like, what what are they supposed to do against this? This is why when I was doing this, I, you know, had like a oh shit moment when I realized that STR Jiren does the same effect. STR Jiren is probably, after his EZA, going to be a Super Battle Road like kingpin, the way hit is right here. Now, for sure, I think we can all agree that Super Battle Road is not exactly the toughest in terms of content, like just winning it, because you have 8 items plus a support memory. But it's like once you start talking about like no item runs, that's where these can actually get a little bit tougher for sure. But like I think like a theoretical easy Jiren is probably going to be disgusting because he's going to have a similar ability to this hit, which is going to be nasty. Other characters you potentially could use. I think that the STR Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla, the free-to-play one, or the AGL Super Saiyan 2 Caulifla, I think they all would work. Again, you're not, I think, really going to survive in here by tanking hits. It's just not going to happen. I think if you're debuffing enemies first, you could do it. But you're not tanking hits in here, right? So relying on all of the dodging Cauliflas and stuff like that is probably a good idea. I didn't test out Kale. I was considering trying Kale, but I really did like how Physical Super Saiyan 2 Kefla's EZA was sort of working, right? Because if I was able to get a large amount of physical orbs for this Physical Kefla, she was healing a lot of HP. Because, I mean, it's difficult to, like, never take any hits at all. So, you know, we would take some hits, and then I was just trying to heal with her physical orbs when we would take those hits. But, I mean, you guys have seen up to this point so far, like, this really is a blessed run. Like, even this, there's still 3 enemies left, and it's, like, kind of set up in a way where we've got nothing to worry about. Because, remember, even if Hit does not just stun the enemy rotation, like, loading into the fight, Hit can still stun from his super attack effect. He has a 30% chance. And Hit also has a 50% chance to stun from his passive. And he lowers enemies' attack by 20% from his passive as well. So, like, look at this blue Vegeta right here, right? You know, potentially he could have been a threat, but because Hit goes first, blue Vegeta has no chance to do anything because, you know, you have 3 separate chances with Hit to stun, which is just, like, gargantuan in a stage like this. And then even if those don't all apply, then Hit will debuff. And oh, by the way, Hit does pretty good damage as well. Now, one other thing about Hit is that he gets 20% attack and defense per Universe 6 category ally attacking in the same turn. I think that that is actually pretty good design. I interpret this not as like, oh, you know, Hit's full powers when you're using him on a full Universe 6 team. I interpret this as Hit doesn't actually work that well with a lot of the girls, so they gave him that extra ability so he could be more effective on the Universe 6 team, right? Because prior to Hit's EZA, like, you really would just run the girls, right? Like, that's it. You just run all the girls together. They, you know, all of them are sharing like 5 or 6 links together. It's very cohesive. It works really well. But then they gave Hit that extra attack and defensive power with a full Universe 6 rotation to make him better on a Universe 6 team. Really going through this stage, you do have to see that Hit's design, I think, is very good. I don't think he has the right partners right now for him to be very effective in the red zone, but I was blown away by Hit's performance in this stage. Like, it's crazy. Like, this Hit, like he's better than he was on release back on Christmas of 2018. Like, Hit actually was able to perform, like, you just, like, this performance by these hits in this video to me is, like, one of the best performances by any unit ever on the channel, I think. I like, wait, okay, so we're about to finish off Frieza right here, right? Angel Frieza. And then we're going to go into the last fight where, again, you are incapable of tanking Beerus and Whis. Like, it's not happening. You have to dodge them or you let Hit completely take control. That's the other thing we could do. So, yeah, you guys just see, right? Like, this tech Hit is just absolutely ridiculous beyond belief. Universe 6 does have a pretty small roster, but, again, there's even some good free-to-play options. I think even the AGL Vados, like, especially if you're just trying to get your one win, right? Like, AGL Vados potentially could be okay. She attack debuffs, she has a high chance to dodge, and she's a Universe 6 support-type unit. So, AGL Vados could work okay. I mean, she would have, you know, Cold Judgment along with Hit as well, right? Which gives him the extra 25% defense, which is crazy. Okay, so we go into this last fight. I believe the hits stun Beerus and Whis every single turn. I think it's literally every turn Beerus and Whis are stunned. Like, they actually don't even get to attack once. What? They don't get to make a turn at all. Beerus and Whis, like, I think it's 3 consecutive turns where Hit gets his passive off, and, like, we win. So my goal here was to just prioritize getting rid of Beerus, because remember that the Tech Cauliflas can be hit by this Beerus and Whis. They can hit Tech Caulifla, right? Because she has a really high dodge chance, because the Tech Cauliflas, they get dodge per Universe 6 and Peppy Gal ally, and of course it does stack, right? A Universe 6 and a character that's Universe 6 and Peppy Gals is getting a bigger, like, you know, her bigger dodge chance for her than a character that's just Universe 6, right? Again, which is why I wanted to try and do this with all these girls. If I had had a lot of trouble, maybe I would have tried to cycle in, like, in Vados or something like that. But I wanted to, like, you know, give the Cauliflas as much chance as possible in this fight right here. Now, I think when I did have a Tech Caulifla get hit before, I believe she took about 330k damage from one normal attack, which, I mean, obviously is a lot, we could say. But yeah, see here, look. I mean, dude, if Hit doesn't get this stun right here, like, we're probably dead. I mean, Caulifla would have to really clutch up. She could take 1 hit. I imagine even Whis probably would be doing like 200k damage to Caulifla if she got touched, right? I do think that I made a minor misplay right here too. I was just thinking of like, okay, let me just completely focus on getting rid of Beerus, but remember that the Dokkan attack, it's like AoE damage anyway. I actually should have targeted Hit on the Dokkan attack, because then, or excuse me, I should have targeted Whis on the Dokkan attack, because then we would have had the chance to stun him, and, you know, the chance to, or we would have attack debuffed him going into the next turn. Because remember, the thing about Hit too is that Hit is super effective against all types if the enemy is stunned, which, you know, his passive had activated, they were stunned. So we didn't have anything to worry about. So there's turn 2, where Hit got the 30% chance to stun. Then we go into the 3rd turn, and again, Hit. That's what's needed. That is what's needed. This is how you beat this stage. Like, you know, if you have Tech Hit, a 55% Tech Hit is going to solo this stage quite easily, because he's got, as long as he's easy aid, he's got that passive 30% chance, right? So, like, that, this is it, boom. This really wasn't that bad. Wicked Bloodline was a much more difficult no item run than Universe 6. Hit, again, I would argue, like, that is almost like a video I could do, like, the best performances on any of my videos ever. I think this is one of the most, like, dominant performances in Dokkan that I've ever had a unit do in one of these videos. Like, Hit, we basically didn't get touched the entire run because of Hit. Like, Hit is just so good. So let me know what you guys think of the Universe 6 no item run. But I mean, Hit just he soloed. Like, let's be real.